everyone. Welcome to The Charming Child. My name is Lisa and I'm so glad you're here. So, how do rules and boundaries create calm and peace within your home? Well, let me tell you a little story. About 2 years ago, I had a new family start bringing their child into my care. So on the first day, when they brought their sweet baby girl to my home, there were two little guys sitting down playing calmly with blocks, I think it was, and they were busy. They were engaged in their play, so they said hello, but they were busy and they were playing calmly. There wasn't, what we call stereotypical boy play where they were roughhousing or, playing roughly. No, they were creating. And later on the day, the mother told me, she said she really felt good about leaving her precious little sweetheart with us because of the fact that those two little boys were sitting and playing calmly. Now, why were those children sitting and playing calmly? Well, they knew the rules, and they knew what their boundaries were. You see, when children know the rules, when there are rules set up, and they know what those rules are, they are able to function in a calm way because rules set up safety for them. It creates an environment that is safe for them. They no longer have to control their environment. They don't have to control you or the teacher or the grandma or grandpa because that's not their job. And those rules, if you have rules in place, those rules will reinforce that for them so that they can begin to learn how to control themselves, because basically rules and boundaries help them to control themselves because they're no longer wanting to control everything else. We really have to think about how we want our children to be and what kind of environment we want them to be raised in. We have to be mindful. We have to be mindful parents, mindful educators, mindful grandparents. We have to think about how we want our child to develop. Because you have to remember, these first 5 years are so important, and new neurological pathways are being formed, and those pathways that are going to be with them for the rest of their life. Think about it. What do you want to set them up with? Do you want to set them up with pathways that lead to a calm and better child, a healthy child, mentally and physically and spiritually? Or do you want to set them up in an environment that causes chaos for them, where they never have learned self-control, so they're out of control? You are the guide. God gave you this little person to help guide. They don't come with a little manual that says, this is how you should behave in society. This is how you should behave in a home environment. This is how you should treat your parents. They're not born with that. We have to help guide them, and that's what rules and boundaries do for them. So think about what kind of home life, what kind of, how do you want your child to interact within your family, in your home? And then set up rules that will help you accomplish that will help encourage calm and peace, if that's your goal. For me, for instance, I have several rules that reinforce the kind of environment that I want to have here. So I want to have a calm environment with the children. I want to interact with the children in a fun and creative way, but I want it to be calm and relaxing. I don't want to be stressed out, and I don't want the children to be stressed out. We have rules, for instance, like using our indoor voices. There's no need to yell in the house. We can yell outside. We also use walking feet. There's no reason for us to rush. If there is one place where our children should be able to be calm and peaceful, it should be at home. That there shouldn't be a hurry. There shouldn't be a rush. So walk. Another one of my rules is being respectful of your environment and the people within your environment, which means that we're not allowed to hit, kick, bite, or tackle, or roughhouse with our friends or our siblings. And we must listen to, in my case, Miss Lisa, or if they're at home, to you, the parent. These rules are so important. Like I said, it gives them that guideline, and when they know that those rules are in place to help them and create a safe environment for them, then they're calm. But make no mistake, if you do not sign on to be the enforcer of those rules, then you are going to have chaos. You can't form rules and then don't follow up on them. Don't become the enforcer. And that's where you have to let go of all this, well, I love my child and I that's why I let them be, that's why I'm permissive with them. No, permissiveness is not loving your child. Permissiveness is just, I don't want to have to deal with it. I don't want to have to deal with their behavior. But when you have rules and you say, you know what, I will enforce these rules, you were saying to that child, I love you. I love you. I want you to learn self-control. I love you so much. Raising children is hard, and getting through those, like for instance, 18 months to 3 years, it's going to be hard because a 2-year-old is all about testing every rule, every boundary, and they are going to test them and they are going to test you. And as long as you stand firm and lovingly firm, as long as you stand lovingly firm with your children, then you'll get over that little hump in the road. And then your 3, 4, and 5-year-old will know how to play calmly or peaceful. And they might, every once in a while, test those rules again. But on a whole, it'll be a lot easier on you and on them. Rules and boundaries release the child from responsibility of controlling their environment and the people within their environment. And think about yourself. Think of yourself as an adult who, you have moments, we've all had moments where we've tried to control everything in our environment. The weather, the outcome of something, our spouse, any one of those things. And what happens? What happens to us internally? We get irritable, we get anxious, we get, depressed because things aren't working out the way we want them. Right? But what happens when we relinquish that control and know that the only person we can control, the only thing we can control is ourselves? We control the way we interact with the environment, the way we interact with our spouse. There's calm, there's peace. The same applies to the children, that when they no longer have to feel the need to control everything, then they're no longer agitated in spirit. They're no longer behaving in a negative way. They can be calm. They can engage in their environment. They can be creative. What a gift to give to your child. And I hope this gives you something to think about and something to implement. I hope you do. And if you have any questions about implementing rules, please, let me know. Down in the comments below. So I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Give your sweet little babies lots of hugs and kisses. And until next time, bye-bye.